Welcome to the Las Vegasville podcast, brought to you by Jump Studios, where we cover topics related to everything happening around Sin City, including the social media scene, food, and a whole lot more, with some of the best, most popular accounts around the city, and talk about their success in Vegas and beyond. I'm your host, Philip Zhang, aka Las Vegas Phil. Check me out on IG or TikTok. On with the show. Welcome to this week's show. I'm not sure a lot of people in Las Vegas are aware, but there is an LA branch of JMPforce that exists, and it consists of some wildly popular creators. And we're not talking just LA. Their reach is national, even global, as they've blown up so many businesses over the years individually, but are now basically the Marvel Avengers of social media food. I'm excited to get into the conversation, but let's do some quick intros first. To my right is Ashley Rodriguez, the superstar social media influencer, better known as First Date Guide, is a critical part of the dating scene in Southern California, because as soon as there's a match on the dating app, there's probably a click on her account on where to go next. With over 1.4 million followers on TikTok, 150K on IG, welcome Ashley to the show.
Hola.
Over here on the far right, Hugh Harper, more famously known as Hungry Hugh, has been killing it on the food social media scene for years. When he's not busy blowing up all the eats all over LA, he travels quite a bit, and I love his content from overseas, especially from Japan and Taiwan, since those are two countries near and dear to my heart. He continues to put out stellar content that's true and unique to him, with over 857K on TikTok and 614K on IG. Welcome, Hungry Hugh, to the show.
Hey, thank you.
And last but not least, Paul Castro, better known as Paul's Food Hall, gets everyone drooling with the excellent food content. He's honestly a big reason fried chicken and mac and cheese are so popular in that area. I personally found both him and Hugh super inspiring to me, especially in the beginning of my food social media journey, when they're wild and viral pics of the craziest food shots ever. I think all of Vegas, especially in the beginning, for me and Ryu and a bunch of others, we always looked to LA for what was hot and happening in food, and we would try to kind of mimic those shots, I think, in a lot of ways. So great to have him on the show with over 349K on IG and 712K on TikTok. Welcome, Paul's Food Hall.
Thank you.
Yeah, co-hosting this show with me is the P and JMPforce, Mr. Paul Ryu, because he has a personal relationship with everyone at the table and awesome insight into handling offices in two major cities now, which is unbelievable. So let's kind of get into it. To be honest, how did you guys end up working together in the first place?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
That's true. It just kind of happened. I don't know how it happened either.
I think it was just out of a conversation when we were visiting, and we were trying to get to some food spots because he knows a lot of business owners, and so of course it's easier to set up food shoots and getting that content.
Plus he picks you up at the airport.
Exactly. It was great. Right.
That's always a move.
What a move.
I tipped him.
People
too.
need to learn that. You know what I mean? Like how do you get close to random creators from other cities? Pick them from the airport.
Yeah. See, there you go. But we just had pleasant conversations, and then social media came up, and managing accounts and all that kind of stuff. And it just kind of naturally flowed. I think, a big part of the vibe, as well as like the timing and fate, all kind of like played into it. So that's kind of how it started, and we just kind of have our team, it all just kind of happened. I think it was kind of like almost like snap of the finger.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah, I mean, I remember you coming to me. Oh, I have this in Vegas. I was talking to Paul, and then telling me about just the opportunity. So then we came back to Vegas to have a meeting, and kind of all happened really fast.
A lot of people might think that this might be like a big marriage or a big business transaction or something like that. It just was not like that at all. It's just a very comfortable, like a natural thing that happened. So I guess my lucky chance that I had was that we had an opportunity where it was like a pivotal moment for all of them in LA, and we were able to kind of like, I don't know, get our foot in the door with them and be able to kind of like show them what we do here that kind of worked for what they wanted to do out there. So we were able to kind of like set up some structure, I guess, at the most. But the big thing for us is that, hey, we've been watching you guys ever since I started this. That was the big thing. Like, you guys are the guys that we've been watching, and we've been kind of like trying to follow. How do we become this person where we can actually support and try to make that grow? And one of the things that we were able to prove to other people was that it's not about like who's bigger or who's smaller. It's just something that, what JMPforce has been trying to do ever since the get-go is try to create this space where it doesn't really matter how big or small you are, you're able to kind of like use this system for your own in your own city and try to like grow that, because there's a lot of things that you have to think about when you think about managing accounts and handling clients and payroll and all this kind of stuff that you need a structure. I know for sure a lot of people out there that does what we do out there does not run with the same structure. They're very not structured. Let's just say that, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Can I say
what
that?
do you call it? Mercenaries, like
Yeah,
like-
there's mercenary style.
like me or
Right.
Drew.
Like you're not paying 100 people
Yeah.
a month.
No.
You know what I mean? We kind of do that. So that's they have to pay out. They have to do a lot of accounting. There's a lot of taxes. There's a lot of things that they need to get it started. And we were at a moment where we can actually get that done very fast for LA. So my deal was, hey, you don't ever even have to claim that you're this company. You know, that's what this is exactly. We built this for that. We can white label it. It's just a system that people need. And if you've done that a lot, like you kind of get it if you have a lot of clients before already, right? If you're brand new into this, you probably wouldn't think that this system is very needed as much as, oh, I can just go get clients and just collect money and just take the money and live. Well, there's a lot more to that if you have 100 clients, you know. Yeah. So that's something we were able to set. That's what lives in LA and in other cities, and these guys are still them. I asked, you don't ever have to say that it's JMPforce LA. You know,
right.
You do you, grow. You're big guys, so that worked out for them.
So what's your guys' prior history to working together in this capacity?
Zero.
Yeah. You guys didn't really know
no. I mean, I think it was mainly me. I was the one that was doing. I had my account probably before you, or a little before Hugh, a little like before Ashley. And
Paul's
then,
a
Don't say
pioneer.
the year. Don't say the
I
year.
don't remember.
Don't say the year.
2012,
2014 or 15.
No, I know I started my account, and then after a while, I just got one client, and I was already at a different. Someone like hired me to do just the same thing, and I kind of learned from there. And I was creating content for their clients, because before they were just creating content, or they were just reposting content. So then I started just doing like, I feel like this original content works better for the clients, and then I would actually get that content and it would actually work really well. So then people would come. It was originally me and my brother Joe doing it together, and then we kind of. The clients just kind of came, and we were able to grow like our first account from 0 to 100,000 followers in a year. So then more clients started coming, and without us even trying, and then it was just kind of growing, and we're working full time at another job. And then I lost the job there and just went full time social media management. But it was like we could only do so much. It was only me and Joe, so we were only doing like maybe 6 accounts max, and now we're struggling. It wasn't for that much. It was just like we didn't know how much to charge or anything like that. It was just us enjoying creating the content, I guess, and trying new things and seeing if we can grow an account again. And then we just kept doing that. And eventually, I feel like the original job I had at the agency was like terminated, and that's when Hugh mentioned the job at JMPforce, or just like, oh, these guys want to talk. So then I just kind of slowly
We flew them out.
Yeah, it was just kind of it was like basically I was like okay, I lost a job here. I have some clients, but like not enough to sustain myself. So then there was actually multiple opportunities that people were like, oh, like we saw you lost a job, like do you want to do this? I'm like yeah, but then Hugh's talking to me. My brother Joe got offered another thing, and then they wanted me there too. And there's multiple things, and I was trying to figure out which one to go to. But I was. I eventually, obviously, went to JMPforce, but I mean, I'm happy I did.
Correct choice.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like she did some social media management.
Yeah. So I had one client and maybe like 2 very, very low paying clients, and I had recently got let go of a job, and I just knew that I wanted to do social media marketing. I'm a great salesperson. I came from a T-Mobile background where I was just a salesperson, and I was like slanging data plans and family plans, iPhones, all that good stuff. Then I got a job selling like those tasty top-down videos. in collaboration. One brand, let's say like Red Bull and Dr. Pepper, I would combine those two brands, and then that company would make a video, and each one of the bigger brands would pay, and I would get commission off that.
Oh wow!
So I got a little glimpse of what people are paying for these videos, and then I saw that there was a whole realm of food bloggers with great content, and it was Hugh, Paul, Joe, all of them were just the pioneers, and I was just so inspired by them. Where I started, I had my account First Date LA at the time with one client, and those two little ones, but they were just gonna fall off eventually. And I just knew that I couldn't get any more clients because I just didn't have the team. I could sell it, but I just didn't have the mental capacity to do client services, create the content, edit the content, and then still post on my page and try to make my page grow. So I was hanging out with Hugh and Paul, and then they were talking about, JMPforce and all these different opportunities that were, presented to them. And I said, hey, you know what? Let's meet up at a coffee shop. I wanna pitch myself to you. Granted, I am dating Paul.
That's kind of like pretty good in. It's a pretty good in.
And
What's what are the pros and cons here?
So I already knew. I knew going in that it was gonna be a little, difficult. And I just said, you know what? From the get-go, we got to the coffee shop, and I said, you know what? I know I'm dating Paul, but I really want to work with you guys. I feel like you guys have great content, great connections. Let me sell you. And I said, no matter what, I'll put my feelings to the side. The business will come first if things don't, work out. And by the way, things have been. But if things don't work out, I will be cordial. I just don't want no bad vibes. Let's just do this the right way, and no headaches. That's pretty much it. Let's have this be easy. And then then you guys started JMPforce, and you guys said, yeah, let's do it. And all I had to do was sell. I had to get those clients.
That's right.
Yep.
That's how I could prove myself. If I didn't get clients, then I wouldn't be a part of JMPforce. And I was able to snag a few the first month, and then we went from there.
Yeah, clearly to have someone with the talent of making something out of nothing, and you obviously had that experience, was so important for any agency. And then, so what year did that you put?
So yeah, when was that? Like when was that?
2019.
It's,
Like
people don't know. It's
November.
been a while.
It was right
yeah,
before
and then-
COVID.
Like
Oh, yeah,
you guys,
it was right before
JMPforce LA actually got founded. It's a separate business unit, by the way.
Yeah.
They have their own accounting system, but
I
19?
think
2019,
2019.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Because I started.
I remember you were
18.
telling me you got them all together. I'm
Yeah,
like,
and we were like only a year or a year and a half in, and this happened. I was like, dude, when it happened, I was like,
Oh yeah, because we talked
Amazing.
in August
This is so
2019,
good.
and then I think we finalized everything in October 2019.
yeah.
And then we got the ball rolling when you came
Yeah.
on board, like November, December, and it was just kind of like in a good way, an avalanche because
Yeah.
of an avalanche of work. And then COVID hit.
Tons of work and
And-
zero work
Yeah.
during COVID.
Well, actually, we were surviving.
Me too. Like,
Very,
there's-
very actually surprisingly well. We did our
we
best.
kept
of,
40%, 60% attrition, 40% still.
Yeah, I don't think we lost any clients. Of course, we had to adjust because they weren't making as much money, so we gave special rates for an extended period. But we did our best because obviously we want the business to survive. It's not about just getting your money and leaving. It's like having this long-term commitment and relationship and making sure that they do well and succeed. So you keep that, in our business. And so we were able to survive through COVID with a majority of our clients. So that as a team, I'd say that's commendable, because
Yeah.
a lot of
Oh, yeah.
people lost clients for one reason or another, or because the business didn't do well. But we were proactive like that first week, especially in LA when everything shut down. We were reaching out to clients. What's your new menu? What's your to-go stuff? And we're just pushing it out, and then working with our network of other influencers in LA and having them post our clients' content, and vice versa. We were helping post everyone's content because we want to help each other. It's a community at the end of the day. So
speaking of community, I mean, there's some interesting thoughts about and opinions about the LA food community and if there's drama or not, that maybe people are not as professional, or people don't get it.
Who are you talking about?
What do you think about that? Is any of that true?
So I would say, in a sense, maybe there's what's considered to be drama. I'd say when it comes down to business, it always depends on how you operate and what's perceived as drama. But everyone, I feel like initially when social media started to take off and people were managing accounts, they didn't know how to manage relationships with competing people that were managing stuff. Because you would have one client leave and go to someone else who's a friend. And did they communicate? Was it done behind their back? There's all those questions. And so I feel like there was a period of turmoil. And then it got to a point where everyone kind of settled down. Everyone got comfortable with their own skill set and realizing, oh, you may have a client and then they might leave. It's just the fact of there's no outside forces. It's just kind of what happens, And so I think people started to adjust. And so there's not really any drama per se. It's everyone's just kind of in their own world, just trying to keep whatever they have going.
I feel like newer people that goes into the industry still has to go through that. So
It's
there's
that
never
learning
no
the
drama.
learning curve that-
It's
Yeah.
like how long you've been in this game.
Yeah.
And how long have you been working on clients that you learn it through that because there's a lot of fun there's a lot of pissiness when you're even if you are 2 million follower person, if you actually got that within the last 2 years, going to these events and going to these client turmoil and stuff like that, it's kind of like it hurts you a little bit in the beginning, I guess, and that shows.
It's kind of like what they say is you should be nice to everybody because
You never
in a year you never know who's going to be where, and if you treated someone poorly because of maybe a dumb reason or whatever, and then a year later they're blowing up and you guys have a bad relationship, that sucks. But
It's so true.
I always tell people just be nice to everyone. If there's an issue, talk it out with that person. If it bothers you that much, don't harbor ill feelings and just try to just have fun with everything. Because if once you make it too stressful, it takes the fun out of it, and then you start seeing that in your work that you're putting out.
I think what Phil's saying is because like the sheer size difference between Vegas and LA. Let's just say if I put a pin down here and do a 35-mile radius on Facebook ads, there's 1.7 something million million users in the Vegas area versus I want to say 26 million in LA. So compared to the amounts of creators that are in Vegas and how well we actually work with each other, because there's basically like a one big unit. Think about the sheer amounts of creators in LA area that has to play along with each other. How many are there, and how many different groups and different cliques exist, and all that kind of
I
stuff.
think
has
they
to
also
thought out.
realize that there's a lot of business out there. When everyone first started, it seemed like little microcosms of, oh, it's only these businesses. But as people learned about social media and understood it, how to use it, then it kind of opened up that potential business space. And so I think that also played into it, where people realize, oh, I don't need to rely on these known clients. I can find new ones because there's always that opportunity. So I think that also helped as well.
That's so true. You know what I mean?
Really true. Great answer. You guys are in Vegas now. How often do you guys come here these days?
Once a year?
Once a year for the daily. The
answer is one.
Annual trip.
EDC and Life is Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you
Only
guys go
on
to
Paul's
EDC?
birthday,
Every year for his birthday.
That's true.
Did you guys go to EDC this year?
No.
No, we did not. This is our first time this year in Vegas. Right?
Wait.
Yeah.
First time.
Oh
this-
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It's
Yeah.
been kind of. You're right.
Yeah, we took a little break.
What do you guys
my-
like
that was
about?
my second.
What do you guys like about Vegas?
Well, I personally like the food options. Of course, you have your known stuff on the strip, but through the work that you guys do and all the other foodies, there's this whole world that's outside the strip that people didn't know, that existed. Especially us in LA, we have limited capacity to pay attention to something, and now we know there's, spaghetti and a bread thing, and this crazy stuff.
First time I met you guys, it was during COVID, so we were all kind of not
Far away from each other.
hanging out or chatting at all. But yeah, it was cool to see you guys work. Yeah. What else is planned for the weekend?
Well, tonight we're having dinner at Bazaar by Jose Andres.
Nice.
And then we want to go to Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips. What else do we have? We want to go to Mega Mart.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Mega Mart, whatever it's
Is that
called.
what it's called?
Yeah, Area 15 Omega Mart.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
really
want to
fun.
check that out. The ice bar.
Oh, minus
Oh,
five.
really? -5?
We want to
Okay.
just check it out.
right.
Yeah, just
Yeah, for
Are these
some
all
fun
touristy
stuff.
spots and you're judging us?
No, no.
I was just looking at
No,
your
I
guys' pages.
I'm interested in what you guys want to do, stuff like that. I'm genuinely interested in what people actually
Viewers
want to
don't judge
do
us.
out of
We're
all
more fun than
things.
that.
-5 is a blast.
It's good, yeah. The coat.
Yeah, we went last summer.
The coat, yes.
Yeah, the coat's really fun. The Bazaar is a great choice, I think, especially with a group.
Yeah.
It's definitely the way
I
to
think
do
we
it.
chose Bazaar as one of our number one in town. Like a lot of people think that that's number one in town.
Yeah, for best restaurants. Yeah, I keep on thinking about the guy with the finger.
Oh, God, such a good story.
Excuse me? What?
So we were shooting there with
Explain
a
context.
couple.
No, this is New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, we went there.
Yeah, we're shooting with a couple old school food critics, and we had the lights, and
So we're shooting with the lights a little bit.
taking a photo, the group photo with the lights, and there's a guy in the back.
Like if we took a group photo and I told the server to use the light and he took a photo like this and gave it to us. We posted it. And everybody's like, "Did you see the guy in the back?" And if you zoom in, there's like a faint guy in the back going like this. Like
Ruined dinner.
people don't like lights. Like can we
yeah.
when we're on this light subject, by the way, let's talk about the lights. I just saw Hugh Harper with a light today.
First time ever?
I'm just letting you know, dude. This is a thing now.
Because most of your posts.
We've actually said this on this podcast where
LA
you know
style.
LA don't use the lights, dude. They don't use lights. They really don't.
I personally like the lights. I love the lights. I love your guys' content because
Okay,
I
so-
like how the light looks.
So to be transparent, one of the first times I met Paul, I was like, "You guys use a lot of lights here." I was like, "We don't have to do that because we can go outside." You know, but now as things have shifted and we're eating inside and showing our expressions and all that kind of stuff, now we have to use the lights. So I ate my words. I accept what I said. I have plenty of lights now. I use it all the time.
I have a video of me saying, "Is this?"
I apologize
you
for
with the
making
lights?"
fun of you guys.
I used to blame the fact that we have to shoot in the middle of the casino and we can't go outside from there, dude. You know, like
I know.
we
I
can't
mean,
go
it
outside
makes
from a.
sense because the casinos are very dark. Even the restaurants are probably darker.
Yeah, how do
And
you,
so
how do you shoot anything at Carbone?
It makes sense, but
Mhm.
being from LA, you
Bazaar.
don't think about that.
Yeah, Bazaar.
You know,
Same.
You guys will need lights at Bazaar.
But for the longest time, we would call it LA style. I would Dropbox files to LA foodies to post stuff, and I'd have to shoot it completely differently just for them.
Oh, yeah. that
Really?
makes sense.
Yeah, like a regular lens or whatever. I would have to shoot it twice for me and for him.
I still prefer no lights, but
course.
when I have to,
Yeah.
you have to.
I remember one of the Chris, because you brought up irregular lens. I remember long time ago when Instagram just started doing videos. Then we started making videos from photos. He used to say, if you want to see real good videos, food videos, you should just watch the twins. That's exactly his words. He's like, you should just watch Paul and Joe's videos.
I concur with that.
That's the I remember the first time recognizing who the best food porn, like a food content, like a video for food, one dish at a time, not anything else, but like that. It's like I think the template was the twins, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still look at like Joe's, my brother, and I love his videos. So I'm always like, oh man, he tried this. And when me and him are together, we're always like, oh, I want to try this. I want to try this. Like, I don't post that often on my page now because I'm creating a lot of the content for our clients, and then with the help of Keith helping us create content. But I feel like I love creating content, and when I'm creating content for my page, I always want to do something different. I talked to Ashley about it. Like, what are creators not doing that I can do? And so my videos take forever. So that's why I almost never post, but I always want more out of my videos. And I think me and Joe are both the same. So we always try to like be ahead of everyone else, but it just, it's hard.
Dude, I'm not even going to go into apps, but whenever you're done editing one of your videos, how many gigs is it?
I don't know. I don't look.
It's like, I bet you it's like 100 megabytes or something.
At
It's
least.
crazy amounts of.
But I feel like, I've been wanting to take a different style to my videos or like do a different style with my videos. But it involves a lot more visual effects and like sounds. And I'm like, for my videos, I go into like Adobe Audition and like Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects. I want to get more into that and just do more with it. Joe bought like a drone, so I was like, he's like, oh, use it anytime you want. So I was like, oh wow, like no foodie creator is using drones that much. So maybe if I can incorporate that into my videos. But yeah, like I said, I always want to try something new with it, something different. But I feel like I've just always been like that. Me and Joe both have always been like that. But yeah, now it's like I can't put out as many videos because it takes so long until I get a system down. But yeah, I feel even now I'm trying to come up with like a template to like apply to all my videos, which is taking me forever as well. So it's just always trying to do something different.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up later because I noticed that as well. You definitely post less frequently for a foodie with a big following. But in the end, I mean, what kind of race are we in? Like, why do we feel obligated to fucking?
I'm literally thinking about buying a
every
drone
day?
now. Like, do I have to fucking buy a drone now? Like, good God.
You're thinking quality over quantity.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Exactly. I mean, I saw a video of like Mr. Beast for YouTube only posts like 12 times a year.
Yeah.
So once a month, I'm like, but those get over 100 million views at least.
Yeah.
So it's like I want a very good quality video, but it's just like it's hard. I'm a perfectionist, so I want it to be perfect. But yeah, I still get excited when I see one of our clients that I made that video. Oh, got 15 million views. I'm like, oh wow, like I love that. Like I love creating content, even if it's just for our clients. I love creating content and seeing it do well. So I mean, yeah, I feel like I just always loved creating content, and that's why I keep like trying to push the boundaries, I guess, and see what I can do differently. But yeah,
And that's a good approach to have. I think I need to do that more for sure. How do you guys edit? Is it different than Paul?
I use LumaFusion.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, for clients, I use LumaFusion.
I'm super basic. I use InShot and that's it.
That's
I need to
definitely the Vegas way
step
go.
it
This is what I'm
up.
telling you.
I
Like,
already know.
LumaFusion alone. Ugh,
But LumaFusion is too confusing.
big
I haven't
file.
invested the time to like learn it, which I should. But you know, I'm a creature of habit. So I know I can use this. I can bang it out really quick, and so that's kind of how I operate. And I know I need to like step up to what he's doing. What he does is like
No,
amazing.
I don't think I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like I even tell Ashley, I'm like, people like her content. Her content is great, and it's she pumps it out super quick, voiceover super quick, just on her phone. Will say like just the voiceover, can edit it like super quick on LumaFusion, and then we'll have it up in a couple hours, if that. And me, I'm like, I have a microphone, I have Adobe Audition open, I edit my audio, I cut my videos to what I think would do well. I spend hours just on like a caption and hours trying to figure out what would be how I want my video to be arranged. So I spent a lot of time on it, but I feel like it's a different style than hers. Like hers is more like a vlog type, which people like. They can like, it's like UGC style, and I think that's really cool to have people that have UGC style because they can pump them out and like it does well, and they're following you for like your personality. They like that, and I want to be more of a mixture of personality and quality videos in some way. I just haven't figured out how.
Sure, yeah. I mean, everyone's content is kind of on a journey. and
Yeah.
It sounds like you're definitely on that right
Oh yeah,
now. How big is the learning curve for that app?
LumaFusion. Not that bad.
It's not
She's
that
like,
bad.
it's easy.
I mean, what were you doing? What were you using before?
Honestly, I honestly can't even remember. I think I used LumaFusion before you.
Yeah,
Paul.
probably.
Yeah, it's just cutting, speeding up, color correcting, and
Color
voiceover.
I told
And
you
then
color
that's,
correct.
yeah.
I mean,
and-
I told you to color
Do
correct.
voiceover in LumaFusion?
yeah,
That doesn't sound that complicated. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's just.
Try
Yeah,
it.
I'll
It's just
check
it out.
bigger files.
Really?
It's Chris. You can measure.
You guys
can,
don't fuck with CapCut? No.
I like
Used
the
to, right? It
template.
used to be that.
I'm trying to. It's
I
just-
attempted. It was just I don't know.
the quality didn't come out as clear as I
Yeah,
wanted it to,
exactly.
so
You can
I had
render
to stop.
the way that you want. You know,
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I do like that about
Yeah.
LumaFusion.
So if because you know when Instagram upgrades just a little bit to be a little bit more crispy,
Yeah.
you can actually get to that level by rendering it the way that you want.
Yeah. Okay.
But the more than anything about using those apps is you guys are good at data managing. Like even if everybody has 1 terabyte, I'm just terrible at managing my data for me to have like big videos being downloaded. Like because my shots are everywhere and I don't like Dropbox file and delete my shit ever. You know what I mean? Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that alone has to be a process. This is
Oh,
why.
yeah. Paul is
Yeah,
very organized.
Organization is
I've
like
gotten very
a
good
big
at
thing.
organizing. I go through all my photos. After a client shoot, I'll go through all my photos, save my favorites, photos and videos, and then delete the rest. And then, then I upload all the save files to Dropbox, organize it by menu item, and then I have it on my phone in case I need to edit it, but usually I don't need it. But everything on my phone is backed up through Dropbox in an organized version, just to make it easier for all people.
Everybody to use.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then for me to go back on if I ever need it again. But yeah, organization is a big thing for me too.
That's awesome. Well, I feel like I'm
That.
fucking
That's what I'm saying. Emily does that for us. I'm so bad at it.
Emily-
I just
Emily
have
would be
to.
perfect.
I
Shout out to
literally
Emily.
airdrop every one of my shoots. When I'm done with my shoots, I airdrop it to a person so they can actually do the whole Dropbox management. That's the only way.
As soon as you were saying that, I thought of Emily.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Probably
that's the
does
person that we do it for
Right.
because I'm so bad at that. I'm like, everybody when I'm done shooting, they're like, Paul, give me your content. Like,
That's funny. Okay, I'm going to kind of wrap it up with some rapid fire questions. The LA Times article by Jen Harris, which came out back in September of 2022, titled 10K for one IG post, How Food Influencers Can Make or Break Restaurants. Ashley was a huge part of that article, and we kind of felt the ripples of that as well in Vegas. A lot of people were asking us about that. Ashley, what was the reaction like, and maybe some pros and cons about that article?
I got to the point where Jen Harris was asking me questions like, what are your rates?
Oh, geez.
I kind of, so she's, you don't have to answer it. It would be awesome if you did. And then that's when I did mention, hey, you can get paid up to $10,000. I've heard of even more. However, I tell them, you know what, my rate is $1,500. And there are a couple of people in like the food space, restaurant owners who will say, yes, I've paid Ashley $1,500. And I say, you know what? And that's the minimum now. And that could be just for IG posts, TikTok posts, and then it just keeps going up from there. But that is how much these influencers are making nowadays. And I'm glad I said it just because now people know that, hey, that's the price to put an ad on a social media account that can potentially make your video go viral. I mean, to be honest with you, I worked at Cal State Long Beach for their newspaper, weekly newspaper team, and I was selling ads. One little, maybe the size of like your Apple Watch, something like that on a newspaper is $50. What? People are spending $50 on a newspaper ad that gets, trashed after a week. And I said, easy, a letterboard could be $1,000 on a website page that nobody ever lands on. $1,500 to pay an influencer, honestly, is not. You're gonna get more return than all these other advertising, newspapers and magazines nowadays, and they'll charge you a hell of a lot more. So that's why I said, you know what, Ashley, whatever, have no shame, say that's what it is, and every year it grows. That's without a doubt. And I'm glad I put it out there because a lot of people were shocked, but a lot of people were relieved that are in our industry that somebody actually, said, hey, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
was the backlash saying that was too high or too low or too high? Oh God, I think that's not too high at all.
Yeah.
They didn't have any idea of what the potential is. Since we're in it, we know. And the thing is if you're outside of this bubble, which we're in, hearing that number, you go, oh, you're just making a food video. But they don't realize like there's a whole creativity aspect, the editing, voiceover, how this gets pushed out to the audience and all that kind of stuff, because it's all kind of connected together. It's not just we go in and click and we're done. People always think that, right? Oh, you get free food when you go. No, it's more than that. The food's cold when we eat it. Okay? It's cold. It's not fresh. We're pumping out content because we want to help these businesses, and then we're getting paid for our services.
Correct. And it's not just a photo too. And like I explained to Jen as well, it is the quality of the video. You can tell if the influencer is going in with the intent of showing off the restaurant, not themselves only holding the food, and then that's the picture. You're not going to pay somebody $1,500, maybe, but if they're a celebrity, but you have to be able to vet, just make sure it's a quality influencer that will say the name of your business, say the address, talk about the food. It's not about them, it's an informative video. So you also have to educate yourself as a business owner to see what kind of advertisement you actually want to showcase your brand.
Yeah, and it's good to have a good consultant or someone in the industry to kind of bounce ideas off of. But unfortunately, a lot of owners don't. You see who they partner up with, and you're just thinking like, what the fuck?
If anybody, if any owner thinks that that's too high, they should just rewind to what Paul Foodho was just talking about, like how long it takes the filing system alone, dude. Are you kidding me? How much is that?
I mean, honestly, they need to look at like how long you've been trying to grow your account, how long you've been growing your account, all the work you put into your account, because they're paying not just for you to come in, they're paying for to be featured on your page that you work so hard on, and I mean, it's worth a lot more than they think. I think.
I wonder how people think I bet you people think that building 100,000 followers on a social media platform is not, like, I don't think they know how hard that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder how easy they think that is.
I don't think they think it's that easy. At least not in Vegas.
Crazy hard.
But I think for Jen, Jen Harris, she needed to say the 10K in the title.
For sure.
I mean,
yeah.
journalists are in the
that's the
thing,
clickbait.
right?
Wait for sure.
But
Right?
I
And
didn't
then
see
a
it.
picture, like it just makes it easily like I need to read.
I get paid that all the time.
Every post.
Every post. Every post. Just count
I
10K at a
wish.
time is the post. Like
When I saw the article go live, my heart dropped. I was like,
I bet.
10K? I mean, sure. But yeah, I did get some backlash. People were saying, oh, that's a ripoff. I even saw another foodie comment, or maybe it was like a anonymous account comment on one of my videos saying she's a scam. She charges restaurant owners over $1,000 and stuff like that. But it was actually a client. Luckily, it was a client post. So they've seen my videos do well for them. So
Right.
It was whatever. But people are nasty.
Yeah. But I think probably more good came out of that. Than,
Yeah, definitely. I don't regret it at all.
it did us good. It did the rest of us
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
They
awesome.
shout out to Jump. And they, Jen did go through some other, they talked to Ketchy. They talked about Antonio's whole thing.
Oh
was
yeah,
kinda
that's
small.
right.
And I actually thought about doing a podcast. I would have loved to have done a podcast after that article came out with you, Jen, Antonio, and Ketchy, but that's not easy to do in Vegas, but it would have been awesome. Hugh, you have a 9-to-5 job and do social media as a side gig. Out of curiosity, how many times have you wanted to quit your regular job to do this full time in the last year?
Okay, so I do work a 9 to 5, and I maybe on a weekly basis I go, can I do this? Can I make the jump? But it's hard. I'm of a different generation, and so I'll leave it at that. And so it's not easy for me to just kind of do that. I wish I could. I told myself if I start making X amounts, because I'm very conservative financially when it comes to that stuff. If I could be making that plus have other forms of income, then I would highly consider it, because I get more out of what I do in the food world and travel world, because that brings me like so much happiness. I like how I can help people and networking and meeting other great people, and I would love to do that full time, but I'm not. Hopefully in the future, we'll see. You never know. Maybe next year it'll be different. I'll be like, yeah, I'm doing this 150% full time, but we'll see.
Interesting. Ashley and Paul love doing fancy date nights. What's one high-end restaurant in Vegas, not Vegas, in LA that you guys love?
Whoa.
I think you're.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite restaurant in LA? I'm just kidding.
Just one. That has to be the.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Providence.
Okay.
I think it's a 2 Michelin star restaurant, and we both experienced it for the first time, and it was so amazing. I've never been treated so wonderful, and the food was great. It was seafood, and I believe it was just for your birthday, and we usually do a steak dinner for birthdays, and he's like, let's go try out a seafood restaurant, and we still, anytime someone tells us about a restaurant, we always say Providence.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. I'm going next time.
Going there.
For sure. Has anyone ever pitched an idea for the third date guide?
Hugh, do you want to be?
They're in-
I will pass. I'll respectively decline.
I didn't know it was First Date LA though. Does that still exist or that changed
She
to?
changed it.
I changed it. So yeah, it's because I would go to LA a lot, and then I said, hey, but
Not just
I want to
LA,
go to
right?
San Diego. It's right there, or the Inland Empire, or OC. I can't even go to Disneyland without people saying, hey, that's not LA, So, and I lived in I lived in Lakewood at the time, where it was a cusp between, LA and OC. So I just said, you know what, First Date Guide. It sounds like a weird magazine or travel guide or something, but I said, you know what, whatever. It is what it is. It is a guide. So that's how.
It's great. And it's better to be broad.
Oh, yeah.
Have Las Vegas.
When did that
in
happen?
your name. But, yeah.
Many years ago?
I think we were eating KBBQ and I was drinking and I didn't want to change it, but I said, you know what? I know it has to be done. I clicked it and.
Oh, you did it right then and there?
I did it right then and then, no regrets. And then the next day I woke up and I'm like, can I still change it? But no, then I took down the old website. I put a new one up, but I don't have a website anymore. But yeah, so I'm glad I changed it. That was another great. I do recommend if anyone is very centered on one city, change it to be a little bit broader because I never want you guys to feel stuck.
I know. I'm not cheap. Even if I move to Japan, I'm just going to keep it Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Phil,
because
to be honest.
at least you can say you originated from Las Vegas, but now you're
Right.
traveling somewhere else. So you could always word it a different way, But I do.
It'd be like a global fill, or
people always ask me-
worldwide fill.
Yeah. People tell me, first date, oh, I'm married. I can't follow your account. You don't go on dates with your wife? You haven't gone to that Hawaiian spot
True.
down the street in Arizona? That's a first date, but you live in Nevada. So you can always have first dates anywhere. It could be something new you guys never discovered.
You
so,
sold me. I'm sold.
So boom.
Where do I buy?
Anyone can follow the account.
Where am I?
All of you guys have been featured in so much media on a national level, from print to TV. Any most favorite articles or appearances that you guys have made individually?
Oh my god.
Not ready.
No. Can you think of any?
Okay.
You were at KTLA.
As you went Access Hollywood,
Access Hollywood. I couldn't remember. Yeah, Access
Yeah.
Hollywood was really cool. I was
you and AC Slater.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Mario Lopez.
Lopez.
Mario
Yeah, I
Lopez.
shook his hand. I was like, oh,
That's how I know him too. I didn't even know there was another name.
that's funny. Yeah, and then LA Times. Those two are probably up there. My number 2. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's been I don't know. There would be viral posts, and there's a mention here and there, but then nothing comes to mind when I think of anything.
But everyone knows Hugh. And Paul
Yeah,
gets
exactly.
stopped on the street.
I know.
Literally was the
Culver
person
City?
that I followed when I first started doing this decades ago. This is over a
You
decade.
get
Decades
recognized
ago.
more with glasses or without glasses. You have to wear them.
I've only been without glasses for a year or so.
Okay.
Probably with, but I know Joe's been since Joe's my twin, so sometimes Joe will be like, someone came up to me and thought I was you. I'm like, he just says yes. He was
that
like, oh
happens.
yeah, I'm Paul. And he just goes along with it.
Did all of you buy the iPhone 15?
I did. I've been waiting on it.
Yeah, we ordered it, but we're still waiting.
Yeah.
You update
same.
every year?
Yes, I do.
I didn't update last year, but I usually update every year.
I skip a year.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence. Did you?
No,
Don't skip.
I'm not buying one until everybody buys it and tells me how it is.
Okay.
That's how I usually do. I kind of buy it late. I don't I don't buy it right away.
Say you're forced to start at 0 followers on either IG or TikTok. Which do you choose?
Wait, can you repeat that?
IG.
What?
Say you're
IG.
forced to start at 0 followers today
Right now.
on either TikTok or IG. Which do you choose?
IG.
IG.
Oh, I was gonna say TikTok.
Why? Because you don't care. You don't want to lose the followers on Instagram. You don't think you can grow it again?
Oh,
I'll go back again. I don't care.
Do you feel like IG is like the comfy pair of jeans and you don't want to let it go?
I want to risk.
oh, is that what it means?
I don't
No,
know.
it's however you
I'm
take
just
it.
asking you.
Which one's easier to grow? Or
No.
what?
Which one do you would if you had to lose one and go to 0
if I had to
followers
lose one.
on one?
And start over.
You would choose. Both of you guys would choose.
Oh
IG.
God, I don't know. Can I pass? I plead
No.
the fifth. Oh, fine. TikTok,
Okay.
I have
because I like my IG followers.
I have 2,000 posts on my IG. That's too many. And you just start over.
I like what I built. TikTok, I could start.
Oh wait, let's say that you've never had a big account and you have to start over, and you've
They're
never
both
had a big
zero.
account.
Which one are you starting with?
You're not losing anything.
Starting with zero as a
Yeah, as like a new
foodie?
person.
I would say TikTok.
Yeah, I would say TikTok too.
I think it's the hottest right now.
It's funny. I mean, I just want to like just mention Paul. Actually, we had 2 new clients in the past like 3 months, and I think one of them hit over 50K on IG, starting from 0, and then the other one is like at 20K, and they started maybe last month. So Paul can grow accounts from
IG
0
very fast.
Yeah, it's crazy. Every single time it shocks me, but it's the content. Content is key.
Fine.
Good job.
IG.
That growth though, that's a talent, by the way. You
I think that's
being-
what we offer.
Growing other people's accounts fast, that's a talent.
I mean, because like we don't have contracts, so our clients can leave anytime.
Anytime, exactly.
So as long as like we're showing,
doing
we're showing them results. Like they're staying with us for a reason. So I mean, it's not like we're trapping them and they have to stay with us. Like if they don't like what we're doing, they can leave. But we're showing them results, and I think that's something that other agencies can't provide. Only certain ones do, but most of them just handle the account, not really grow the account. But yeah, I think that's what makes us like unique.
What you just said is so important. I feel like there's 2 different things there. They might be paying the same price,
Yeah.
but one's a grower and one's not. You
Yeah.
know, I go through that all the time.
And lastly, what would be tougher in LA, naming the best fried chicken or the best burger?
Like the best smash burger, it would be pretty hard. I still want to find out which one's the best.
Yeah, I'd
But
say
I did have a very, very good smash burger last week.
Yeah.
That might be the best.
in Santa Ana.
Yeah, called Hammer Burger. Still thinking about it.
Wait, hold on. It's called Hamburger Burger?
No, hammer, like a hammer
Oh.
burger.
Yeah.
I thought it was Burgers Never Die or something like that. It's like
That
one of
was
those.
good, but
Is that a smash burger?
yeah, it's a smash burger too. But yeah, something about hammer burger, they just did it perfectly. The sauces, the crisp, like the patty was actually crispy. It was so good.
Okay.
The bun was
I didn't even
buttery.
record it. I just ate it, and I want to go back to record it because it was so good.
Dang.
What about the chicken?
Chicken.
I have a hard time.
Yeah, that's a hard one. Too.
that's hard. I feel like a lot of people have stepped up their chicken game because now there's a lot of people that have come in, fine-tuned their craft and stuff. So I think that's really hard to decipher. And then with burgers, there's so many different types of burgers, smash burgers, really crazy concoctions. And so it's
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so much.
You'd have to
so
be like
much.
specific. Like, are you trying to get best smash burger? Fried chicken, there's only so many ways you can do fried chicken. So I guess that would be easier to find the best fried chicken than trying to find the best burger because there's so many different things you can do with a burger.
Yeah.
True.
But still, Cluck and Blaze is probably the.
Oh, you know, I was gonna say.
I love
Honestly,
Cluck
I
and
do
Blaze.
like
Cluck and
Cluck and
Blaze,
Blaze.
yeah. For a hot chicken, Cluck and Blaze tastes so good every
Yeah,
time.
someone literally asked me yesterday, what's your favorite hot chicken? I'm like, honestly, Cluck and Blaze. Their breakfast burrito, oof, so good.
And there's a debate between like the 3 of us, I want to say, for like the best fried chicken.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think it's Gus's, and then Paul thinks it's Honey's Kettle. And then, have you had Gus or?
Well, I've
Honey Kettle?
had all of them. It's hard because also when they present it differently, because I feel like
True.
you have to compare it in a similar way. So it's kind of like, well, do you want hot chicken? Because then it's probably this place. If you want fried chicken, it's this. Because Gus's, I mean, I love me some Jollibee. I gotta say that
Me
as
too.
representing Philippines here, and so it depends how you want it, and how you'd compare it. Because then it's hard. It's like apples and oranges.
True. We've been talking about doing a chicken finger,
Comparison?
determining the best one in Vegas. We'll figure that out. Lastly, I'd like you guys have the floor. You can shout. I'd like you to shout out whoever or whatever you guys want to shout out, whether it's another account, someone, something, anything.
I mean, No Leftover Eats is pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's go, Keith.
His name is Keith, and he actually has great content, great video skills. And I remember when he had like 5K, maybe 2K followers, we invited him to like an event, and I just knew that this kid, I was like, who is this kid? We've known him for a while now, I think now 3 years or so. But I just knew with his like video quality, I was like, this guy, no, he wants to learn, and he has a good eye. Because I would see some shots that looked similar to Paul's or mine, And I'm like, he likes food and he likes this. And luckily now he's part of our team.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
Awesome.
2 years?
2, 3.
Is it 2 years?
2 years? Yeah. About 2 years. Yeah, 2 years he's been with us.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Keith.
Shout out to Keith.
No leftover eats. It's a good name.
And all our LA clients, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
How many clients are
it's a lot.
you guys managing?
I like,
Um,
B Suite.
Be sweet. Let's go be sweet.
Yeah, shout out to B.
Wait, what about the place that I went to? I was at an event.
Oh, that was
at a-
Craft by Smoke and Fire.
Craft by Smoke and Fire.
Yeah.
Those
They're
big
opening up
sandwiches
lots.
with a bone.
They have
barbecue
some of
space.
the
Okay.
most
I
amazing
remember seeing that.
barbecue too. So, and they have different concepts, and they're like banging it out over in LA and OC with their different concepts and what they come up with, and just producing just some amazing stuff.
How many locations for B Suite?
B Suite has 3 right now.
Have you ever seen B Suite?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Insane.
B Suite Dessert Bar.
Yep. But you guys have had a lot of input in consulting with them too, right? I mean,
Yes.
menu
Yeah.
items
Before-
wouldn't have existed without you guys.
Do you do that? Like you guys?
Oh
suggest-
yeah, because at the end of before we started, we were like super close with the owners of B Suite, and so we just out of the love of helping and like, hey, you should do this, or this is coming up, maybe you should consider this. They're open to, you got to find a client who's willing to actually take a chance and do something and experiment, because not all of them really have the time to do that or want to do that. And Chef Barb is just amazing with it, where she'll take it and run, and she will just come up with something or add on to what was suggested, or like they're open for anything. And so it's so cool to kind of give a suggestion, and then maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks it's on the menu for, and their menu rotates, so it fits with the whole vibe of it's here for a month or maybe a weekend or two, and variety is key. So
Is it just food right now, or is there any other industries and food that you guys do? Do you do any non-food clients yet? Right now,
Brewery?
we did. We had one. We had one that we were doing. Yeah, we were doing
It
a.
was the nightclub, yes.
oh yeah.
Let's not even go there. You know, like-
Craft by Smoke and Fire is actually opening up next door to it at LA Live.
oh, LA Live.
Yeah.
So now now.
That actually went for a long time. That nightlife
nightclub?
gig.
Nightlife
That
was
was
tough. I did
Nightlife
one
is-
for a while, and
we had
It's so
we had
different.
to shoot on a Friday, Saturday.
at night.
At
At
night.
night.
shooting all day probably anyway.
Yeah, once you guys come out at midnight, I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone shows up at 11, so it looks fuller. So we have to stay there
We're like,
till 11.
who can we hire just for the shots? You know what I mean? Who's a go outer? Like,
Yeah.
I do like a challenge, but like sometimes it's just too hard. I think even when we first got like a brewery, it was like,
Oh, yeah.
it's not food, but it worked out, and it worked out like amazing. They're still with us, and yeah, I actually like shooting their content. It does well, but yeah, I'm always open to new ones. But I know it's going to require a lot of work from me, because I'm gonna be the one that's going to have to figure out how, like, what the content's going to look like all that, and then I don't have the time right now to do that. So yeah, but I mean, I'm always open to trying it out, because then I'll just do my own research and see what other people are doing, and kind of see how I can put my own twist to it, I guess, and then just yeah.
you do drinks. Would you have a bar? If a bar came to you, would you take it?
I've done bar stuff before, but not really.
No food there. It was just drinks.
Oh, so boring. I feel like it'd be boring. Then I have to post it on my page, and it's going to get
I know.
100 likes. Fuck that. Anyways, so for someone like me, who my wife and I are the part of, the only people in the business, we're kind of tapped out with how many clients that we can take. How much more can you guys take as a team?
I feel like we've slowly started building trying to make it smoother, like things run smoother, make systems just where someone edits, someone does captions, someone does all that, just spreading it out so we can take on more. But yeah, it's just figuring out all those systems that we need to put into place, at the same time managing the clients that we have now. So I mean, it's a lot, but we're slowly getting there. And I think along with Keith, we also have 2 other people that are helping us with just getting stuff off our plate, so that we can kind of focus on organizing the team where we can accept more clients. But I think it's gotten better recently. But yeah, I think it's going to take a little more time.
It's a slow progress for sure.
a hard progress.
It's a hard progress for
hard.
sure.
We got a good foundation, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know what we want to do, and we have stuff in place. And also, what I bounce ideas off
That's
of
the
you,
system,
and you've helped us
you know?
with your experience and structure and all that kind of stuff. All that has kind of helped us be on that path so that we can grow and hopefully grow the team, give better opportunities, and all that kind of stuff.
Because Vegas has gotten to a point where like sales is sales, and production is production. That's the most difficult part. You know that. For you to go to a place where you handle 0 accounts, you post for 0 accounts, and you're just focused on being Phil and selling for the company, that's a hard process because every one of us are artists, and it's our art, and it's your content. Like one of the things I guarantee you, like I always ask Paul, I'm like, who's gonna shoot? And that's always a thing, is because if Paul doesn't shoot, like
Yeah, there's some people want like if someone else shows up, they're like, I thought you were gonna shoot or something. So it's finding it. I don't mind shooting. I like shooting. I like creating content, but there's so many other things that go along with running an account that you have to kind of give out to others, just so I can focus on that. But I mean, there's also a bunch of good creators like Keith and like who I would trust to come with me to shoot and just help out and just make it a lot easier. I feel like, it's hard doing
at some
one
point
thing.
you gotta let it go.
Yeah, because it's
But
easy
the client wants the known person.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, and that's another thing. Your face has to be involved in it.
Yeah.
You have to be involved in the team.
Yeah, it's easy to just like hand an account over and be okay, just run that account. Like then it's doing all that for one account is not bad, but you're pretty much capped at a certain amount and you can't do it anymore. But if you're just creating the content, then you could do it. Go shoot every once a day pretty much, and as long as you're saying that content to people, they're like piecing it together and stuff like that, then I think it's easier to grow that way.
Oh wow!
All right, the delivery guy's here.
Delivery guys here.
First Aid Guide, Paul's Food Hall, Hungry Hugh. Thank you for being here. It was super
4494.
fun. And till next week. See you guys.
Thanks for having
you.
us.